slotting tool. Go to your OneDrive folder. Within here, we have it located in the workstreams. Within workstreams, there's the DC ops flow. Click in there and go into the DC playbook. Inside DC playbook, there are slotting tools folder here. Click on that. Once inside, you will see there's a 2-spot, 4-spot, and 6-spot. Typically, the spot refers to the number of locations within a bay and an aisle. And for the 2-spot, it would be 2 pallet locations in 1 level and 1 bay per beam. So we will open this 2-spot. Bring that over, and here you will see 6 different tabs. First one we'll talk about is the on-hand inventory. So within here, to update this, you will need to go to Power BI. Go into your Internet Explorer in Ops Analytics, and there is a workspace here. It is bulk and shelf location utilization. Click in there and select the bulk location detail. This gives you the option of different facilities. You select different ones, you'll start seeing this update. For this one in particular, we would just do Atlanta. So click on that. Just make sure the zone aisle reflects all, and the location cube utilization also reflects all. Then click inside the table here. You'll get the option up here. You see these 3 dots. Click on Export Data. Here you want to select the current layout. So click there, then do Export. Once you do export, it will take a few seconds as this file is being created. This will go into your downloads folder. But here as it downloads, we will just pull it from the download within Explorer. So here, just open file. Once you open file, then you will get the actual download, which is here. Now here we just select column A, select it all the way through column AB, right click, copy, and then bring back the data here to your zone reslotting. We'll right click again once you click an A and just paste. You will get this notification saying that it's a different size. Just paste anyway, because you're just overriding the data that you currently have in there. Once you do this, just click inside, and your data will reflect the current date. Let's say today is 4/19/24. Just one thing to note, each time you do an update to the inventory, make sure that you reflect the date the inventory was pulled here. Now you will also refresh this tab here in column AJ. Just click inside the pivot table and refresh. And what this does, it gives you the zones and the aisles associated with it. So you'll see there zone 30, aisles 1 through 23, zone 41, aisles 25, and so forth. Now, in this table here is where you want to input the zone that you want to see. In this example, I have zone 30, and I've type in the current aisles associated with that zone that I want to look at. And what this does, it is reflected in tab number 2. Now you'll see the different tabs here, and I have numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So in this case, tab 2 is the location ID, and what that does, it brings all the data together and it separates it by zone and aisle. So in here, what you inputted into the blue table in on-hand inventory is then reflected in tab 2. So you'll see this section here reflects zone 30 out 12, and this one's zone 30 out 13, and so forth. So all of these, you don't have to do any input in here. It is automatic. It is linked over to that table. Then go over to tab 3, and this now gives you a current heat map of the zone and aisles that you put into tab number 1. This you will see reflected here. You see zone 30, aisle 15, and the aisle here, and you see the different items that are currently in place by class. It's a good visual just to look at your overall zone. Next is your tab number 4. In here, you can get more detail by particular zone, particular aisle. In this case here, we have 30 and 15. We're able to see what the current condition is. You see the aisle here. We have level 0 on the outside through level 9 reflected here, and then level 0 through 9 on the even side reflected here. You see the 0 levels, which are the floor levels, and 1 all the way through 9. If you want to look at a different view, like let's say you want to look at number 16, aisle 16, just type in here, hit enter, and at that point you should see an updated picture, which you see here, and also an updated heat map. And you see this is being populated as current condition. Next tab over from here is the item sort, which the item sort reflects A class. Here you see a pivot table, a different pivot table for Bs, and different pivot tables for Cs. You go in here, make sure your data is refreshed with the latest inventory update. And then you're able to see here, example, I have zone 30 selected and only aisle 12 selected. So this gives me all of the pallet locations, box locations per aisle. If I select more, then more would be reflected here. Like, let's just select everything in zone 30. Then it gives me all of the information for that. And it's all grouped by SKU. So you're able to see the SKU has 3 different locations, and you see it here in zone 30 out 12, zone 30 out 17, zone 30 out 20. Now this is a good view just to go through if you want to combine pallets, combine items, see what you have out on the floor in terms of zones and aisles that you might want to bring together. So to start slotting here, just select the items. Like this, I would select all of these A items. So copy. And then you would just slide over in the same tab. Now here we created a level for each of the bays that you're currently working with in the zone, in the aisle. So here's level 0. There are items here, so you would just delete those. You want to make sure to only paste values. So here we pasted the new data. Let's get rid of this other data that was already there. So we'll delete that, and then we will delete this. You want to make sure as you start slotting that all of these sections are clear. This is the only updates that you should do in this tab. Now, this feeds into the zone simulator to give you a new future state look of the racking. Now you see all the A's here that we put in are reflected in this aisle. Now let's do one more. We'll pick some B items. Go through here, go ahead and copy, and then go over to, let's say you want to put those in level 2. So we go here, paste values only. And as you input into these levels, level 4, you see level 5, level 6, all the way through level 9. All of this is then populated into this section here, which groups all of these classes and feeds them into the zone simulator. Now we start seeing some B's in here. So as you start doing your reslot, you'll see this future state start populating. So now we go into number 6, which is the file that we would hand over to the site. These are your A items. And you see here, it reflects old location, what the cube was there utilized, and the new location. And usually if you have a 0 here, it is because these are locations that have not yet been created. But in the case where we do have locations created, you will see a cube of the capacity of this particular location. Now you see we received an OK status here, and that is because the cube of current location is equal to or less than the cube capacity of the new location that we are slotting this particular item into. You'll see OK, and usually here is where we would take and move or copy and create a new book, create a copy for the particular site. Now you see here, that is the only tab. You will save this workbook. Now I would take and select all of this data that is there now and select it all the way to the end, copy it, and then paste as values only. And what this does, it removes the link to the original site. And that is all. That is all you need to do. And that was going over tabs 1 through 6. Now we do have 2 other tabs here, which we can cover separately. These are images where you would gather your images for each of the zones, each of the aisles, and then this is the item class that is provided by MainPoint, and this is typically a rolling 12-month review. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.